Yeah, so I was having a bit of trouble. I've got trouble getting tradies to do work for me. Does anyone else have that? For many years, I've spent a lot of time trying to get tradies to do work for me, and I struggle a lot. So much so that I've created this rule. It's called 8-3-1. Whenever I'm dealing with a tradie, I call 8. I actually speak to 3. One of them turns up to give me a quote, but not at the time or the day that we arranged. So I go, well, why are they so hard to pin down? You know, are they working on some sort of anti-work roster? You know, international anti-work roster. And I started to really think about tradies, you know, and sort of what makes them tick. You know, and it's more than just a love of joining wood with nails, you know, or installing a ceiling fan, you know, or I'm just enjoying a fully functional toilet. You know, to be a full-blown tradie, a top-notch tradie, you've got to possess some really important skills, some key skills. And I've picked all these up. And so what I've done is I've written this little sort of guide to being a tradie, and I'm going to share it with you now. So this is the full guide to unlock your trading potential. So like, first thing is never answer your phone. Just fucking avoid it at all. Just constantly, yeah. If perchance, by accident, you do answer your phone as a customer, they'll highly likely be saying, oh mate, I've been trying to ring you for days. What's been going on? You've been avoiding my calls. As a tradie, you must gaslight the fuck out of this person. Nah mate, not me. No missed calls on my phone. You must have called someone else. There's heaps of Sparkies in Darwin. Wasn't me. Ensure poor communication right from the get-go. That will help you out much more in the future. If perchance, as a trader, you give in to the customer's humbug, you'll be at their house, assessing the job. Pause for long periods of time, saying nothing. Then, put your hand on your forehead, push it up to the top of your head, pushing your hat back, scratch the top of your head, whilst breathing sharply in through your teeth. Then breathe out slowly, swearing on that breath. Oh, fuck. This will create tension, which the customer won't be able to cope with. They'll very quickly say, so how much do you think it's going to cost? As a tradie, dream up a number that even scares you. And deliver it without any sort of confirmation. 1,500, maybe? Watch the customer. If they don't flinch, immediately double the number. Look back to the job, pause, and look for things that you can justify the increase in costs. Now's a really good time to criticise the previous tradies' work that they've done. Oh mate, that's fucked. All that there? Yeah, that's not to spec. None of that's to spec. Yeah, I don't know what clown you had in here before, mate, but he's done the wrong job there. That's not even attached. See that? Yeah, fuck. Deliver the number. 3.5 million, I reckon, mate. Yeah. It's highly likely from this point on, the customer won't want to speak to you ever again. So take that, go home, produce a quote, and deliver it to the customer. A quote that contains a number. Here we go. Quote that contains a number that's likely to bring on a myocardial infarction. If you've done your job properly, that customer will never speak to you again, and you should congratulate yourself for being the best trader you possibly can. If by some weird turn of events the customer actually accepts the quote, they'll be humbugging you about when you can start. Again, don't reply to any emails. Don't answer your phone. One time you do answer your phone, be vague. Let them know how busy you are and how important you are. Also, how you couldn't possibly get to them for weeks, maybe months, without committing to anything. Hang up. Turn up at the customer's place 6:30 the following Monday morning. And when the bleary-eyed customer's standing at their front door questioning your request to do the job right now, be sure you let them know that, hey mate, I don't know when or if I can be back to do this job, and always finish off with the line, you want me to do the job, don't you? Customers will cave every time. They'll completely rearrange their life to accommodate for your lack of planning. Immediately start unpacking all your shit really loudly. First thing, worksite radio. Volume maximum, tune till the bottom of FM. Because everyone in the suburb loves hearing Nickelback at 6:30 in the morning. Yeah, all right. If the job involves long lengths of steel, move them 3 to 4 times around the customer's yard. Eventually put them somewhere outside their bedroom window, and when you're putting them down, don't ever bend the knees, just drop from the hip onto each loose steel. The suburb will love the sound of that. As soon as you've got the steel there, immediately start cutting the steel into lengths with a cut-off saw, because that sound piercing through Darwin suburbs tells everyone that the customer's having renovations, and they'll be really popular. The other thing to do is when you're setting up your equipment in the customer's yard, be sure to do it in the most inconvenient location. I find in the driveway's the best, quite often behind the customer's car. Right. And then a few minutes later, when they come out looking confused, saying, I've got to get to work, can I get my car out please? Look really pissed off. Slowly move your equipment out of the way. But say under your breath, this is going on the fucking invoice, mate. During the course of the job, you'll create some rubbish. The rubbish that you create, you should drop immediately at your feet and not give it another thought. Remember, you're a tradie, you're doing a job. Don't ever acknowledge the broom or the dustpan or the rubbish bin that the customer's left out. Because as far as the tradie's concerned, once it's rubbish, it's invisible. When you finish the job, just pack up your own stuff and leave. Remember the tradie mantra, they called you, you did the job, what's the problem? On the completion of the job, submit an invoice to the customer with a number much higher than the quote that you gave them. When they question it, say, oh mate, I ran into a few problems along the way, but I fixed it. What's the problem? They'll pay it. They always do. They never want to go to court. Then the other important thing during all of this, to be the full spectrum tradie you've got to be, is you've got to have unwavering confidence, bordering on arrogance. The customer expects it and will lose faith in you unless you're condescending to them at all times. One way to practice this and get it right is to bring that condescension into your own life. Because as mainstream media says, ladies love a tradie. And don't worry, tradies are the most important thing in life. And ladies, I can agree, I can totally agree. Like, why wouldn't you love a man who never answers his phone? Turns up at random times, if at all, gaslights you, makes a massive mess and then fucks off before it needs to get cleaned up. Like, that's a catch. Tradies are a catch. Remember, tradies are the most important people in the world. So if you can adhere to all of that, I believe you can be a complete tradie. So if there are, this is normally time I check, are there any tradies in the room? No, there's a bloke staring at me here. No, he's not a tradie. No tradies in the room? All right, no worries. Well, if there are, please don't be offended. I'm just tapping into your true senses. Yes. Look, I find a few problems.